What's going on, everybody? It's your man Cleveland Terry, and today we're going to talk about my favorite little movers. These are the Color Key Mover Spot 150s, and they are legitimately my favorite movers, and we're going to talk about why right now. Let's go. All right, everybody, thank you for coming out. And once again, this is what we do. We talk about all things DJ related, whether that be DJ tech review, like DJ fixtures, DJ 101, DJ tips and tricks, anything related to DJing. We're gonna talk about it. If that's something that interests you, go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button so you know the next time I post new content. Okay, now let's talk about these guys. These are the Color Key Mover Spot 150s. They've been on the market, I wanna say probably for maybe 6 months now, 6 or 9 months. I have been using these things religiously for the last few months. Now, over the last couple of months, I've actually gone really extensively into these fixtures. Before, I just had them on. I use my WMX1, that is my controller for my DMX stuff. So in case you're gonna ask, what are you using? It's the WMX1. Okay, now, what I love about these guys right here, first off, they're small. They are a small fixture, but they pack a pretty powerful punch. Now, these, I believe, output at a max brightness of 90 watts, which is actually good for a fixture this size. I truly believe that 90 watts is like the top limit for sort of these mini fixtures, because in general, in order to get anything higher than that, you gotta go to a considerably larger fixture. Now, I'm gonna show you a fixture. This is the ADJ Spots, I always forget exactly what it's called, Spot 4Z. And you can see the difference between these two, night and day. Now, this one puts out a lot more wattage, but it is a bigger, it is a heavier fixture. Pluses and minuses of larger fixtures versus smaller fixtures. Well, a larger fixture, you're gonna have obviously typically more brightness, but you're also going to have more weight. So that means that certain totems, certain poles you have may not work for your 4Zs, but they will work with the movers. The Mover Spot 50s are super light, compact. If you like them, you can actually get them in singles, or you can get them in boxes of 2. And then you get a nice roller trolley right here that fits everything. It's nice and form-fitting inside. It's a really nice case. Very nice case, actually. But besides that, the lighting, that's really what we're looking for here. Now again, 90 watts. These are full RGB, W, amber, and UV. Let's pop over just so I can show you. Let me turn off the live edit real quick. Now, this is the default for your mover. This comes in white, and you can see again, 90 watts. Now, if I were to compare this to like a Intimidator Spot 350, like some of the older ones, these are actually brighter and they have more surface area than those, but they are obviously lighter. I got some 350s right over there, old ass 350s. You know what, I'll show you real quick. We don't use these anymore because they're dirty as hell, but just to give you a size difference here. All right, 350, 150. These are 75 watts, and they've always put out some good lighting. The Mover Spot 150, smaller, more compact, is brighter. Okay, these are DMX. They do full 512 DMX. They are PowerCon enabled, which means you have a PowerCon in and a PowerCon out. So that's the blue and the white. And then your XLR DMX in and DMX out. I got them all going from this one cable right here, one to the other. These come in really, really handy, and I would recommend these to anybody. They come in multiple sizes. Love these guys here. Okay, now let's take a look at the colors here. I'm gonna start off with one so it's easier to kind of see exactly what it can do here. But color-wise, it can do red, yellow, green, blue, white, amber, cyan, lime cyan, sorry, UV, and then pink. And of course, any other color mixture that you have in mind. So as far as the Gobos are concerned, it's got its first layer of Gobos, which you can do. Let me affect the focus here real quick. There we go. All right, nice and clear. nice and crisp. All right. So again, we can do this one and stars. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Back to that one, which does kind of a moving, shifting one, and then your stars, movers, and this one. Along with your single gobo, obviously you have the option to change just to prism. And as you can see, obviously there's going to be a little bit of a light drop because you're providing more surface area. So you're going to get a little more light drop. But again, my full lights are on. This is not your everyday party room here. But then you have your prism. And then also on your prism, let's go back to 1. What I really love about this is if I go into my live edit, and for anybody that doesn't have the WMX, then you would just use like, you know, your Chevet Obey or your faders, and your faders would have access to all of your gobos. If you're using like Sound Switch, same thing. Your gobos, Maestro, same thing. Your gobos are gonna have another channel just for your gobos. It's in your manual, makes it easy. But I'm using the WMX, which means I have to go into it from my live edit. This is where it gets special. Once I start changing the parameters in here, you'll start to see the gobo do different things. It'll add in a secondary gobo underneath it. Now, why would you want this? Hold on, let me affect the focus one more time so we can get them nice and clear. Nice and clear. There we go. Now, just look at that for a minute. I mean, it honestly has like a 3-dimensional feel to it. I mean, these look like actual balls that are rotating. So I really, really do love that. Now, let me go back to the gobo real quick and let's change this one more time just so you can see all the differences. That's gobo 31, I'll remember that. Let me go to another one. We got green, blue, pink, hearts, and then they start to do their thing where they're, you know, all the jiggle things. What's great about this is I can add prism to it, and now I have multiples, and now we have a ton of surface area. And you know, there's tons of things you can do. I can just switch these off. Once I make my live edit to support the extra layer, well then I can kind of go crazy with it. Now, right now I have it set to that one in my live edit, but if I go into the color field here, and then I start messing with colors, you can see that it's still going to change all the colors. Now, if you're wondering why the one on the left is switching over, it's because I have it on they're on separate channels, so they're gonna do separate things because I have them on a very specific setting here. Go to strobe. Like I said before, because you have so many options, I can change this to any of these things. And here's the thing. So right now I have it set to circle, right? But I don't need to keep it at circle. I can change my other gobo. So we'll save this live edit. I can change my other gobo right here. And now look, stars, splits, circles, squares. So many options, so many options. Now they're both kind of giving a moving effect, so it's really giving a 3-dimensional effect. And this has been my favorite gobo. Now, I'm sure there are other ones that do, you know, very similar, but in my opinion, what you're getting out of these gobos, the size that the gobos are, the look of them, they have this kind of matte black texture on them, and it's just very, very smooth. They're just good looking fixtures. And I don't know, Color Key has really been doing some stuff for me lately that's really been impressing me, whether it be the movers or it be the uplights. Like, they're really starting to think, and they're really starting to kind of create a a vibe and a mood for their lighting that I haven't been seeing anywhere else. And I've been really happy with these. Now I use these in combination with my B-topper B lights, because now I have these and then I have those on top. The B lights have so much brightness. When I really want to strobe, that's really when they come into play, and it gives you kind of a cool little vibe. I'll show you in the video so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But these are my main ones for the floor, and then I keep my B-toppers for kind of the ceiling and kind of the upper part of the party itself. I'm a big fan of these. Now, what do they cost? I don't know. Let's take a look at what they cost. I should probably know that. They go for $4.99 a piece, or roughly $1,200, $1,250 for 2 of them and the roller case. And the roller case, I would suggest. They have ones that come in bags. I don't suggest the bags. Look, no matter how safe I am, one little ding with, you know, a speaker or something like that, and you got a broken piece on here. So I'm a big fan of the cases for these. Just keeps them safe. It's a waterproof case. If they have to sit out somewhere, you don't have to worry about them. They're just really, really good lights. They're really responsive, and they're not battery powered or anything like that. You still have to plug them in. That's very important to this. You got to plug them in, but they will work on any DMX controller. All of these fixtures, from what I remember, are in the WMX1, because I had to make this one, but I also believe they're in SoundSwitch, and obviously, you know, if Maestro, all of these things you have to just request, and then they'll make the profile for you. Makes it really, really simple. Or you can go old school with one of those Cheveo bays and call it a day too. Also, another thing I love about these lights, they are small, but they are mighty, and the angle, the beam angle, the actual physical angle of the fixtures gives you a lot of options. I've shot these things from my normal Humpter stands, and I've shot them, you know, completely down to the bottom, and they're hitting the dance floor no matter where they are, which means the angle is very, very good on them. And then obviously the prism adds a big element. I've done a lot of things on here. I had to do them for a couple of shows. As a matter of fact, the one that they sent me the extra lights are on, this is the show that I used them on. I needed to light the entire dance floor. She wanted her white dance floor to look like a completely different dance floor. So my movers were the coloring and the design of the dance floor. When I set my WMX1 to kind of do their thing, where they were, you know, going with the music or going with the chases, and this light was chasing this light, and the movements were going all the way around. Like, these are some great, great lights, okay? Simple as that, great, great lights. Now, of course, having the WMX1 absolutely helps, but I couldn't do it without what I got right here. They did not ask me to do a review on them. As a matter of fact, they've never asked me to do a review on any of their fixtures. I'm a big fan of them. Honestly, these are my go-to fixtures. I use these things every single weekend. I know we have many, many choices out there, but this is my number one, along with my B-topper Bs, which is a completely different name for them, but they're the BI lights that I did a video on maybe a year ago. I use these and those, and it has made my show pretty much amazing. Okay, so if you found what I said useful, hit that like button. If you found what I said really useful, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you follow me on the Instagrams and the threads. Get on my Discord. That's where we're talking about all things Cleveland Terry. And of course, make sure you stop by on Thursday for the Cleveland Terry Show. That's our Tech Thursday, every single Thursday, 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. That's 10:30 a.m. And it's always a good time, and you never know where we're gonna go, but it's fun. All right, y'all, always a pleasure. If I don't talk to you later, we will talk soon. Peace.